Guys, 30 more seconds before we get going. Again, I really don't mind if I'm playing the white side or the black side of this. I like to play both sides of it. Black has his weaknesses, but also some good attacking chances. Let's see if my opponents are up to the task of trying to stop me. How many plays we got so far? 45? Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Looks like we got the black side first in this one. We'll go ahead and berserk for half the time, but double the points. It's white to move in these first games, and I assume most of the time we're going to be seeing this move of knight to c3. Or castles, I think those are both of it. Oh, it's black to move, sorry. And let's go ahead and just play with castles first. And here, I think it's usually d6, c6 here. The main idea, what we're trying to get in is e5. And here, as you can see, they're trying to stop with e4. Ooh, look at that move. So knight g5 for the e6. h6 should get played here. I got a little free tempo over here. But I want to play h6 here. So, this is interesting. We'll go h6 here. The threat was to play c5 check. We'll go knight to d5 here. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Oof. This was bad for me. Look at all these missed up pawns. And I guess I don't want to lose the exchange, so I'm going to play e6 here. Takes, and king h7. Oh my gosh, all these pawns down, but hopefully I've got some decent play coming into the future. d4 is weak, and also d6. We'll go ahead and play bishop takes on d4, and I assume they're just going to trade queens here. And hopefully I can get a good little bind going over here. Trading of the queens was also a move here, although I can't say I liked it as much. We'll play queen to f6, I guess. Oh, that was a terrible move. Oh my gosh, that was a terrible move. Rook to d8. Oh gosh. Yeah, I missed that move. Dang it, yeah. Alright, well, we start with the loss, but hopefully that won't be too bad. You'd like to play in the gray area? Okay. How's it going, Mighty Duck? Alright, we start with the loss, but hopefully that won't be the only thing going for us. I didn't even realize I was playing the first move in that. I was waiting. I was like, okay, what are we going to do? I think, yeah, I got to get the move order correct. Once the move order is correct, we should be good. Alright, let's berserk. Let's go ahead and castle. And a lot of times what we're trying to do here is get the pawn to e4 here. By playing e4, which let's see. Do we just play e4 here right away? Let's go rook e1 and play e4. The reason why we're trying to achieve e4 here is that we're trying to... See, I feel like I messed this up a little bit. Because they can play d5 here, right? If we are able to... Oh, look, they just blundered that. When you get an e4, what happens is this pawn becomes backwards. So we'll take there. We'll play d5, killing the bishop, and then knight takes on e4. But this is theoretically what you're trying to get in these games. I assume they'll take... Oh, interesting, they played there. h3 here. Queen over. And then... Let's go g4 here. Little test on this bishop to see what they're up to. I don't mind playing f4 here and just keep expanding in this position. Oh, interesting. I'll play rook takes. Maybe queen takes was best. Because knight f3 check, but I could just play king h1. I don't see the big problem with this. Oh, rook f4 is my new threat. Yep. Pawn to f4, bishop to d2. We have a great position here. Oh, congratulations. That is actually a very decent score. 2200. I'm impressed. Rook over to e7 here. So a little bit of pressure. We're threatening to win a piece now with pawn to b4. Maybe they'll play bishop f6. That's okay. The rook just goes back to e2. And then I'm threatening b4 and bishop c3 for some more trades here. As you can see here, it's a really difficult position here for black. They're just having a tough time with these squares. I particularly love this f4 pawn. Let's go rook e6 with the idea of queen e4 and maybe bishop c3. Okay, rook e2. The next move is g5 here, cutting the bishop out. Queen to e4. Overprotecting here. The knight on a6 looks terrible. Let's go g5 and try and trap this bishop. Rook e7 is a threat. Yeah, that king to f8 did not look very good. And I think, do we just have rook takes d6 here? Pawn to b5? Let's go pawn to b5 here. Rook takes d6 for another free pawn. Oh, I did miss this. Now they can play rook e8. I did miss that. Rook e6, a nice move here. If knight takes, pawn takes. And so let's go queen to f3. Queen to g4. Perfect pawn takes. We have a nice fork here. And look at that. We can play e7 check here, forking the king and the queen. I mean, the rook and the king. And obviously, I could take this bishop over here, too. So that's probably going to be game right there. So let's check. Obviously, we could have taken the knight, but precision until the end here, guys. Precision until the end. And they're going to call it in. All right. Not a bad first game here. Like I said, white has really good positional advantages in this one. So the trouble will definitely be, at least for me, playing the black side of it. What openings are you playing, Mighty Quacks? All right, we got the black side of this. Hopefully I get this a little bit better. Let's go ahead and castle first. And again, I need to play d6 and e5 here. So last time I messed up. Maybe I need to play h6 here. Oh, perfect. h6 is perfect because we want to stop this idea. Oh, bishop takes here. I'm feeling really good about this. And now we can play e5 here easily. If we get e4 in these games, we should be very happy. Bishop takes here. Oh, dang it. I did miss knight takes there. Now, the reason why I did rook takes here is because I was hoping that I could play pawn c6 here. So we'll go c6 here anyways. The game is not over just yet. Here we go. Bishop f6. Bishop e6. Let's go knight to d7 here. Maybe taking was a good idea just to give the double pawns. Let's see if they move the knight away by themselves or not. Okay. Knight b6 attacking here. The knight going to c5 is very annoying. Let's go rook f7. Now I assume we'll see knight to knight c5. Knight to d7, bishop takes. If I can get my pieces out, maybe I can make the argument that my pieces is okay. Let's go rook to e8. Ah, dang it. I missed that rook to d6 can't really get played. Let's go bishop e5. The bishop pair is alive here, so maybe we can get that going. Bishop c8. May seem weird to put it back, but what we're really trying to do is just make sure our pieces stay alive. And I just need to get the rook out, so that's the only reason why I even moved the bishop. All right, king to f6. f4 is a decent looking move. Rook to d8, that's okay. Trades are okay. There's only one open file here. Okay, pawn takes. Bishop back. And now we see this new weakness that's been made. Bishop over. I assume the rook needs to go there. Nope. Let's go a5 here. Maybe a4, bishop e4. Yeah, the knight will go there. Let's go rook over here now. Yeah, this is a difficult position. Rook over here. The knight's going to e5. Bishop e6. And maybe I can put pressure here on the queen side. Again, I'm not getting out the opening very well in these games. Let's go a4. Pawn takes. Rook over. Rook h6 check. King over. Rook check. King to d6. The threat's to go rook a2 check for some counterplay. Hopefully I get something in this position. Okay, bishop a5. They can just take here on c6 now, it looks like. Bishop back, and then I get checkmated here on c5. Oh, terrible game. All right, well, I got to figure out how to get... Oh, I missed that. Oh, the bishop's blocked. Sweet. I need to figure out how to get my pieces active. I'm not getting out the opening in these things. I mean, I did kind of blunder in the other game, so... Okay, bishop check. I can't check there. I guess bishop here. I'm just worried that the knight's going to move somewhere, and then my king's just going to get checkmated. Bishop c4. Rook check. No, they can't do that. Bishop over here. c3. Kind of almost like in a Zugzwang kind of thing here, which is funny enough. Bishop takes. Up, and then checkmate. Dang it. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Man, you play some pretty good stuff. All right, let's berserk again, and let's see what black plays here. What's the Urasov line? And not the names sound familiar. All right, here we go. Knight c3. Oh, you know what? I could transpose and try to play this into a, what's it called? I could try to transpose this into a, what is that opening called? So e4, theoretically, what we're trying to play in these positions. So we want to give the backwards pawn on e6 here to attack. Okay, e5. It looks just like a free pawn. I'll play pawn takes first, and I'll take on e5 if given the opportunity. But I think this is just a free pawn here. Knight takes here. Perfect timing, because now I attack on f5. And also there's this backwards pawn that I could put pressure on. So, yeah, this is a good position. Now I'm just winning a free pawn now. Knight to e6. He'll have to take so he doesn't lose the exchange. Oh, dear Lord, you play the kid. But, dude, you're an aggressive player. I like it. At least when you're playing black. The white side looks like you take a more positional point. No, because you're saying you're playing a gambit line, right? That's interesting. Okay, bishop just takes. Over here, attacking the rook. Oh, that's game over. Okay. Well, funny enough, I'm tied for second. But I mean, again, I got to get out the opening. I got to get out the opening here. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I figure this out for the black side for playing this line. For white, it seems like I got this underneath control here. Joko piano. E4, E5, bishop C4. Oh, D4 there. Yeah, isn't... I thought that's more of a... I'm going to play H6 here and stop some of these ideas. I thought that was more of a... Dear Lord, what's it called? Okay, D6. Sorry, I have to do I have to do thinking in this game. I'm not used to thinking in the opening. Alright, knight takes, pawn takes. Rook over to B8. Ah, dropped a pawn already. But at least I'm not lost out the opening, so that's what I'm happy about. Knight to D5, I assume they'll play in the future. E4. This is actually really important to cut off this bishop. So that I am happy about that. Bishop E6, threatening the pawn over here. Let's go Queen C7, hoping for some cheapos. We're hoping that they play Knight B5 here. And that we can just play Rook takes B5. The new threat's to play D5 now. Ponziani. Huh. Rook B6. Rook C6. I want to play G5 here next. Alright, G5 here. Perfect timing. Okay. Rook B8. No, but yeah, we'll just play Rook back to B8. Again, the hope is for Knight B5, and then I can still take because of the pin. Yeah, I was thinking that was Max Lang attack. But obviously, that must be a different line. Alright, D5 here. If they take, we can take back with a something. So, awesome. I was hoping for this. A5, trying to stop this B4 from getting played so easily. And then we'll have F4, maybe F3 stuff. So, oh. Oh, no! The tactics are just not on my side today here, guys. The tactics are not on my side. Here we go. Queen E5 and then queen takes. Oof. Black is... I'm just not making any good pressure here. Was bishop takes best? No, I don't think so. I think this was as good as we can get here. Yeah, queen to E5. A4 possibly is the next move to be played. Maybe rook B5 here. Not a bad idea. Dang it. And they're just playing to make trades. Alright, well, I can't really stop the trade there. Rook B5, so I can win the pawn. So C6 will get played. And then I go rook C7 here to stop progress. And then hopefully bring the king in a little bit closer. Pawn takes. Alright, king over, maybe king to D6. Okay. Let's go rook over. E5. King to D6. Maybe, no, rook C5 is not the move. I got to keep this rook to defend the pawn here. G4, I need to gain some space because they were going to play it themselves. H5. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I can bother him with rook F5 check. Oh, interesting. Okay. Check. Rook over. Maybe they'll check me there. King back to E7. King F4 looks like the most annoying, although I think I just have check there. Alright, king here. Rook C5 will be a move. B3 is a little bit weak. All right. Rook over here. Rook takes c6 being played. They dropped a pawn, which is always helpful. Rook over to b4, b6 to attack b3 now. Rook b4 check. I think they might be playing this a little bit worse. Rook takes, bishop takes, attacking the pawn. The new threat's king up. King takes. I think I have at least a draw now. Bishop d5. King here, king here. Okay. Bishop back, king here. All right, h4. Pawn up. Bishop takes. Pawn up. I think this wins here, guys, because at the end, queen check, and then we skewer. Ah, they saw it too, so they stopped it. Check. Check. I think we just have to take a draw here, unfortunately. But I'll tell you, I prefer the draw here than what was going to happen. So check and takes. Okay. Woo. Ponziani. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just so happy for that draw. First time I got out this. e4, e5, bishop, c4, knight f6, d4, e takes, d4, knight f3, knight takes. And that's the main line. But, like I said, it can also go into the... Oh, man. That's interesting. Oh, interesting. They play c6 here to play d5. I'll just allow this. You can play d5 here if you want to. Okay, I guess I'll play d5 here and try to make this a backwards e-pawn. And then we'll just castle. Oh my gosh, this is obviously wrong. e6 and c6 are way too weak here. And you can see how the knight just jumps in there snug as a bug. That's like one of the biggest problems with this opening. Naka plays this, but Naka's Naka, so he does whatever he wants to. Oh, look at this. So with queen e8, I think knight c7 then going here is actually better, rather than taking on f8 here. And I think we're just up an extra piece for no good reason. Yeah, the knight should be able to escape, right? Is there any way to stop the knight from getting to c7 here? I think we just snacked a free piece. I'll leave it on the standings there since we don't really care about the chat as much. I can't tell you how upset I am that I'm not able to equalize or play this as well with the black side. I thought I knew better, but guess not. All right, knight back to c7. Knight to e6 is in the future. Obviously, I'm okay with some trades here. Knight to e6 here. I could have played the knight over to b5, but yeah. Queen takes d6, so I think queen takes on e6 is best. Yeah. And I'll force the queen trade off here. Bishop d5, queen takes d5, knight takes d5, rook to d1. Yeah, I mean, like, what's the benefits of being up a piece if you don't actually use it, right? So here, forcing the queen trade-off should just make the game pretty easy. With all that said, I mean, I am still tied for first with those. I mean, you can tell which games I'm playing black here, right? Look at this. Donut, win, and then a draw, which I was very happy to get to play for and get. All right, here we go. Let's berserk again. We got the white side here. Knight c3. Let's castle. Rook over to e1, threatening e4. E4, again, we're going to keep playing this. It's still a good move. It's going to give this backwards pawn here. E6 is already a weakness. Knight f6, rook back. Knight g5 is coming. Bishop h3 is coming. Let's put pressure on this weakness. I'll play bishop f4 real quick. Maybe I'll go queen to d2 here. Maybe they play knight h5. Oh, interesting. They play this, and we'll play c5 here. e6 is the weakness that we're going to try to put pressure on. Knight e4 is interesting. And I guess I'll play... Interesting. I'll go rook e2 here, which may seem like a weird move. But I'm trying just to defend the pawn. Bishop takes. Now I'll play knight to e5 with the idea of f3, g4. So you can see where I was going with why I played the rook to e2 now. Although, if given the opportunity, I will play bishop takes knight here. It's usually not a good idea to give up this bishop, but what I'm saying here is my knight is better than your light square bishop as all the pawns are on the same color. And so I could play for an advantage much later in this. I mean, I guess they should bring the knight back to f6. I'll play queen b3 and double the rooks, and then I'm threatening to win the pawn. So again, just a very difficult position here for Black's perspective. Oof. Oof. find the weakness and attack it. Here we go. I'll take. Again, typically this is not something you're looking for, but here it makes so much sense because it's light square bishop versus a superior knight. Threatening queen takes, and queen takes here. Let's just double the rooks. Oh, I guess I could have taken there. Yeah, I should have taken. Knight to g4. Defending, attacking, and threatening rook takes on e6. Queen g5, I guess, is a move, which I might h4 in here. Or should I just play queen takes and e6? Queen takes, I guess, is okay. Everything's guarded. It's about attacking the dark squares. Queen to d6. h4. Rook e7 is going to come in the future. Okay. I think everything looks safe here. Ah, well, okay. Let's... no, I don't really like this position as much. I'll go rook e2 here. And then probably knight e5 next. Alright, knight e5. Uh-oh, and then my time is a problem. Knight takes f7 next move. Queen to d7 is an idea. Alright, knight takes is perfect timing. Rook over. Queen e5 check. Here. h5 is coming. Pawn takes. Rook e2 because b2 will fall most likely. Alright, rook e2. They'll check. And then I'm going to go king g2 here. And then maybe f4 next so I don't have to worry about these checks happening. Take on g6 here also. Oh gosh. Timing's low. f4 here looks nice and sturdy. Queen takes. Oh gosh. Rook e6. I did miss that move. Rook takes. I guess I should just trade to the endgame here. Even though that looks pretty suspicious already. Rook takes, rook over. They should lose at least a pawn here. If not two. Is this convertible, though, as fast as I want it to be? We shall soon find out. Rook takes. Rook over. Rook check. Okay, king h3. Rook to d6 is coming. I need to get the rook behind the pawn. Check. a4. Terrible move. They just take. Check. Pawn up. Check. 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 I'll take a draw here, obviously. Oh my gosh. Good play by my opponent. I got a little low on time there and I freaked out. It was not... And then I missed that he won a pawn there. Very nice by my opponent's play. Good game. It's, again, we were able to grab the positional advantage here as white pretty easily. Okay, let's keep going. This is definitely a fun tournament. Here we go. d6. We want to play e5 in these lines a lot of times. Let's see what white's up to here. Uh-oh. Our opponent's not here today? Oh, no, here he is. All right, d6. I think I'm supposed to play like knight c6 to prepare e5. So let's castle first. The queen b3s are always interesting. h6, so I can play g5 in these ones. Knight c6, again preparing e5. King h7. Knight e4 is an idea. Let's go queen e8 for that e5 idea. e5, perfect. Exactly what I'm wanting here. Bishop's a little bit suspect. Bishop e6. Rook to d8. Why not? Knight b4 is interesting move. Knight to d4 is interesting. And I'll just bring the bishop back to g8. And maybe h5 in the future here. Ooh. Let's go queen e7. Just trying to protect everything. Yes. For the new person, we're playing what is called... Look, go b6 here. This guards c5. This is a thematic tournament, which basically means you're playing from a thematic position. In this case, every game that we play is going to be playing for the Dutch Defense Leningrad variation. This is something that I know Naka used to play. Not as much these days. Oof, I really just want to take here. And I think I should. I'm just going to take. I don't really like this as much, but we're going to do it anyways. And then we're going to play h5 and maybe knight to g4. But yeah, these are just thematic tournaments, so you play the same opening as white and black. It's a fun way to practice your openings, and hopefully you learn some new ideas. Oh, perfect. Knight g4. The hope is to get the knight over here to d3. Queen takes g7 is what I'm expecting. Knight e5, so knight to d3 idea, maybe knight to f3. This bishop is quite terrible here. Oh my gosh. This bishop would like more things in life. Maybe we're going to go queen b7 here. Yeah, queen b7. We're trying to hold on d5 square. And this is the only reason why I haven't gone to knight to d3 here. Oh gosh, I did miss it. Okay, well that doesn't help me out. I was supposed to take at least to get an open file. That didn't work. We'll play pawn c4 here, and hopefully we can get some open squares here. Bishop takes, knight takes. This is actually not as terrible as I thought it was going to be. At least I have tactics over here. Hopefully they play like bishop a1, and then we could play knight check there. That would be great. Okay, rook takes. We'll play rook over to c8. The new threat is knight takes b2 to win the knight. Knight takes still wins here because c3 is falling. Now we're trying to take the rook here, and we're trying to take the knight. So I don't see a good way out of this for them, and we should have plenty of time to make the conversion. But yeah, this is just called a thematic tournament. I like to do these. I do open tournaments too, but yeah, thematics are always fun. And oof, look at that. That's even sad because rook to d8, and even if knight f6 check, bishop takes, defends the rook. All right, queen to d5. And there's going to be many ways to yeah, they're just going to call it. I think at that point it's just over. All right, we are all tied for first place here with 3 people with 14 points. As I said already, it's much easier to play the white side to get a good position against Leningrad than it is the black side. Black side seems to be the bigger challenge. One of the key things in this position is the light squares are the main weaknesses. And as you'll see in the game when I play as the white side, I'm trying to achieve pawn to e4 here. So it makes the backwards e pawn for black. And then from there, well, you just have a good position. Let's berserk. We're going to castle first because old school. Knight c3 here. And, yep, they're playing for it. Rook e1, so we're pairing e4. If e5, we just have a free pawn. And here we go. We're going to go for e4. If they don't take, then we can take. They'll probably take here and play bishop f5. Not a bad idea. Oh, awesome. Knight g5. You can already feel the weaknesses here of the light squares. Knight e6 is now my threat. To trade there would not be helpful. Interesting move. I guess they have... Yeah, I think we just go knight e6 here, right? Unless they give me the exchange. I don't see why this is wrong. Yeah, see, no more knight c2 ideas. Queen to d7 will probably get played. And I'll just bring the rook back. Where do I bring it to, I guess, is the question. Maybe, I think e2 might be the best here. Because I'm thinking they might try to go for queen f5 here. If they do, a3 will kick the knight away. And then, again, put pressure down here on the e-pawn. Here we go, a3. The knight has to move back. And here, what do we play? I'll go h4. If they do play e6, well, we can put a lot of pressure on this pawn. Look at that. Knight. Oh, look at that. They made the weakness right there. So queen to d3. Bishop d2 and double the rooks here. Perfect. Bishop d2. Double up. And shut up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, just bishop to d2. Putting more and more pressure on this pawn. Obviously, I have some ideas like h5 in the future here. This knight's guarding it for right now. Yeah, I think I just have to play pawn takes here because e4 is being threatened. So pawn takes, queen takes, and then we'll double the rooks here, and we're threatening the pawn again. I think their best move might be just to play e4 here. I'll take, and then I have to put pressure because they could win the b2 pawn. Bishop c3, perfect timing. Knight to d3, rook to d1, e4. Eesh. Nice, nice, nice. Here we go. They're getting the activity. You get what you deserve. Oh, man. e4 here. Knight to d4. All right, e4 is weak now. If I didn't go knight here, they'd take and give me a bad pawn. If c5, knight b5, and I can take back. Right now, the e4 is the weakness, though. Yeah, we just keep trying to keep putting pressure on them strategically. And black really has nothing better than to keep making tactical kind of threats here to hold the position as far as equality. It's difficult, to say the least. Dang it. I'd like to play bishop takes here. Does that work? But time is an issue. Let's just play rook e3 for now. No. I'm just going to play bishop takes. I don't know if this works technically. All right, bishop takes check, then rook takes, knight to e4, rook takes on f8, I guess. And then knight to e6 here. Pressure on the bishop and the rook. But knight takes in check here is what he missed. And I should be able to turn this into an endgame where I can win. All right, let's go king g2, get off the light squares. Rook over here, rook over here. Rook takes, rook b6, and this is going to be my winning pass pawn. And I should be able to stop this one easily. So king f3, check here. This is perfect. He has to stay here to defend the pawn. Check. Rook back. I mean, he can go here. c5, perfect. Yeah, he can't stop both sides over here. This is a classic example why the rook is better in the endgame. And c7, rook here. If bishop back, check, gets played. I can actually just play c7 here next move anyways. So rook takes. This pawn's way too slow. In fact, he'll get checkmated. I won't even have to queen there. I mean, I won't have to move the rook back. Woohoo! Good version, man. Woo, that was a tough one. And with that win, we are sliding into first place here. 17 points. 17 points over here. Here we go. Let's berserk yet again. Here we go. D6, castles. Knight c6, hoping to play e5. If they do play d5 in these ones, I just play knight e5. Takes is okay. Knight to d4 is also good to accentuate this weakness. e6 is a good move here. Bishop takes, perfect. Pawn takes is okay. Oh, look, I've dropped a pawn. Again, there's just so many traps in these lines. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Bishop takes pawn, attacking a rook. Rook to e8 or pawn c6. I'll just play c6 here. After pawn takes, they could take the pawn on e5, but at least I get some kind of active play here. All right, here we go. Queen takes, knight to d5. Okay. Attacking the rook, attacking the knight. They can take and check here, but pawn takes. And this is still being attacked. So I'm threatening bishop takes rook and knight takes knight here. Okay, pawn takes. The rook is still being attacked. Unless they plan on... Okay, well, shoot. I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. For you guys, I'll do it. All right, let's go bishop takes. And I'd rather just play against this bishop. Bishop h6 is not a bad move. All right, let's go king g7. I need to grab some squares. And again, we're going to be trying to fight over the rook versus bishop. It's all about the light squares right now, since that's the only thing we can really take. If I can trade off the... If I can trade off for this, what's it called? Rook, I'd be very happy. I assume, I don't know, what is this? b6 is in the future. Maybe rook to d7 can get played. A lot of my play is going to be based off just trying to trade off the rook to go against this bishop. Not a bad move for them. Let's go rook here. Hope is that they'll play check, king over, and then they'll have to trade the bishop. I mean the rook. b6 is my new idea. Maybe even rook to a6 here. All right, let's go b6. And yeah, this is looking good to me. Pawn takes. Okay, check. Perfect. This is what we wanted. King takes. And the question here is, do I take with the rook or take with the pawn here? I think I'm going to take with the rook here. Hopefully this is the right decision. Bishop d4, rook over. Okay, so rook here, bishop there, rook here, bishop back, progress. My king needs to get up here and then we'll be winning. So bishop back is what I'm expecting. Oh, interesting. We'll play h5 here. There's no need to give him any good counterplay. Rook takes, he missed it, and I'm much better now. If I get my rook to a2, I'll be even happier. Rook a4, and here it should be as simple as pushing a passed pawn here. I'm just going to get my king to a little bit better of a square. Rook check here. The two weaknesses principle. This is game over. A simple idea here too. Okay, yeah, they're going to call it. A simple idea here too is, hello, 10-minute tap. The other thing was I would trade the rook for the bishop and just go to an easy king upon endgame there. All right, here we go again. Our objective, achieve e4 and get a better position. Here we go, knight c3. Let's castle. Rook e1. Should I play d5 here? No, we don't need... No, we should play d5 here. Knight e5. And I guess we have to take... I missed that this pawn's being attacked. We'll go e4 like I did last time. e6 is the move. I think it's the best move. I guess they heard me. And let's just play rook to e1, I guess. Putting pressure on e-pawn. Pawn takes. Backwards pawn over here. If, you know, f4 is... I don't know if I would suggest f4 here. Pawn takes is interesting, though. I think pawn takes is best here. Here we're going to trade because we want to get these pawns out the way, and now I can actually put pressure on them. Pawn takes is definitely best move for them. Let's go queen b3. I really want to play bishop d2. And then rook over to d1. Or does the rook go to c1 here? Let's go to c1. This is actually a target. The other one is not, right? Knight a4. The hope is to play knight c5 here. And if I can get it to e6, I'll be very happy. b6, although it keeps it out, makes a new weakness. Bishop c3. We got our target pawn over here. e4, I'm more than happy to trade. We're taking away attacking chances for them. Okay. I guess we'll keep it simple. Let's just double the rooks here. Okay, double the rooks. If he wants to take this guy, he's more than welcome to. All right, bishop takes. I got one thing out the way. Knight back to c3. You know what? Maybe it would have been best just to play f3 with the rook there. f4. Yeah, I think f4 is the move here. I think this is good. Bishop takes. Oh, good. They played this move. I definitely think that the other move was better just to trade. Okay, rook to d1. Did they just blunder this? No, they got the queen going to c5 here. Okay. d6 is interesting, but not good enough. Oh, gosh. They're doing... I'm not creating good pressure here. Uh-oh. They have knight e3 here. I think I'll play queen to d4 check and just trade off into this endgame where hopefully my king is a little bit better to address this passed pawn. And again, the backwards pawn over here. So let's go king here. Okay, king here. Rook over. Uh-oh. h3, g4. We're going to try to undermine this pawn right here, which I think we can do. Uh-oh, here we go. g4. All right, pawn takes. Okay, b4. I don't know. We're kind of in zugzwang here. Whoever moves is losing. Okay, a4. Oh, actually, he can go back and forth here, too. b5. Okay, rook back. Do you take the draw here? I think rook just takes is good, right? Even though rook g3 check gets played. Yeah, this is okay. He could take the pawn, obviously. Let's go rook f1, rook e5 check idea. And try to make some progress. So check. Oh gosh, I did miss that. Rook takes on a4. I guess we'll double the rooks. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get flagged. No! No! My flag! Flag man! Check. Rook over to d1. Not giving up yet. Alright, f5, f6. If he takes d5, but I'll just bring my king up, and my king can hide behind the pawns there too. King up. King up. Rook over. King up. Pawn takes this way if he does take. Ah, flagged. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, man. And with that loss, we are now behind. No! Come on. Okay, how many games? Okay, we got enough. We got like 3 or 4 games, so We're still in the fight for it. We're still in the fight. Oh my gosh. Guess which games... Oh, actually, you know, funny enough, this was my first loss with white. That was actually my first loss. I think the other one I was able to at least draw. But yeah, my opponent did really well there. As you saw, I was able to have a good advantage, but it was not able to actually push it through for the win. A little more time would have been helpful. But I like double the glory. Here we go. Let's castle. D6, E5 idea. H6, I always like this. If they want to trade, I'm happy with that too. Let's go knight C6 here. Oh, I just realized that, yeah, I can't play E5 in this variation. The hope is that they go A3, knight back, and either knight C5. Okay, let's go knight C5 here. If this was a little bit better, I would play A5. Because A5 is trying to discourage this idea. Let's go knight to E4 here. Why not? This is kind of looking like a King's Indian defense game. Bishop to D4 is what I'm expecting. Oh, okay, they played there. I guess we'll play King H7 to defend. Oh, okay. That's quite a move. I would not be expecting that. E5 is the move I'm loving here. Bishop takes. My bishops are now free. And I have the light square bishop here, so why shouldn't I be happy? Oh my gosh, yeah, this is turning out quite decently for me. En passant, is that a good move for me? I guess I'll do it. I don't think their king was really in trouble, and more pawn trades here should be good for me. Let's go queen to D7 here. Obviously, he wants to trade. I am down as a clown. Yeah, some of the moves like queen to D3 here are annoying. G5 here. Unfortunately, I have to play this. Queen to D3 check. King back to G8, knight to G6, and I'll take the exchange. Okay, so king back. I'm expecting knight G6. Okay. Pawn. Oh, yeah, pawn takes here. Queen take. Okay. Bishop takes. Obviously, I'm not supposed to take the other way, because then I lose the exchange. Actually, I didn't even lose the exchange now, right? I'm just up an extra piece. Bishop G7. Queen takes D6 as a threat. Queen F7 is my next move, most likely. And I'll just bully him into trading. Perfect. Let's bully. Bullying is good for you. Vancouver Olivia. That's not my wife. What? I don't think that's my wife. She said she was gonna make a Twitch account to do some support. I don't know. I don't think that's her. I don't know why she'd go by Vancouver Olivia. That's not her name. I maybe I was supposed to play there. I don't know. Obviously, the biggest thing now is conversion. Bishop F6 here, maybe. Oh, free pawn. Can't pass up these opportunities. Rook takes. And then I'll bring the bishop back to A6. So I can try to defend. Pawn takes. My rook is covering on E5 here, which is nice. Bishop takes. And then A6 here. King G6. Bishop up. I should be able to convert this position. Oh my gosh. Okay, king up. Bishop check. Okay. Oh gosh. Bishop to D3. Bishop E4 check. I'm going for checkmating ideas. King F5. Bishop E4 check. Wins the rook here too. Alright, that's just checkmate, right? Woohoo! That's what they call the bishop pair. Ugh, with that win, we are in second place here. We need another win. Let's go, guys. Let's berserk. We're playing against the first place right here, so this would be a very good win for us. They have 28 points, so we'd be able to kick them back. Are they playing D5 here? Perfect. Here they're transposing into playing the... Oh, gosh. What's this called? The Stonewall Dutch. And I'm not going to lie, I had thought about doing this myself, but I was trying to stay true to this opening, so I went ahead and just tried to play main lines here. Oh, man. Okay, so that did mess me up a little bit. Let's go knight E1. The idea is to play F3 in these kind of lines. Queen to C2. Just drop the pawn. Dang it. Let's see here. He's not berserking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's a way to play. I wouldn't suggest this, but it's definitely a way to play. All right, let's go knight to... We'll take on d5 first. Either way, taking back should be okay for us. Now knight to d3, and let's put some queenside pressure here. Hopefully, the longer we play, the better position we will be getting here. We're going to be playing for queenside counterplay. Pieces are a little bit messed up for them. Ooh, not a bad move. Let's go b5 here. Threatening just taking on c6. Perfect. They take d5's a little bit weak here. Knight c5. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Let's go rook. Oh, we can't play rook b1, can we? I guess just knight takes here. And then knight back to c5. Ooh, oh man, I was very close. Very close to playing pawn b6 here. Knight takes. Pawn takes. Rook over to d1. We got some tactics here, guys. Rook takes here. Bishop takes check. Looks winning. Yeah, this is looking great for us. Okay, what's the win here, though? Bishop e3 is not working. Dang it, I'll play h4 here. I didn't see the winning move. Maybe just e3 here. Okay, let's go e3. Just trying to keep the pawn there. And then rook over. The threat now is just to take on d5. If they do move this rook, we have bishop d6 check winning this rook. That will make the position fun. All right, bishop takes. Rook takes. Rook check. We'll take. That's okay. This is an endgame where hopefully if we just trade down, we'll just be winning. Pawns are on the same side of the board, but I think that's okay. All right, king over. If I could trade the bishop off, I'd be very happy with that too. Maybe king c4 he's going to play. I don't know. Pawn check here. King over. Bishop e1 just to defend. I'm trying to understand this position a little bit better. Let's go e4 check. King over. King over. I don't think I could lose, which is nice. We'll get the bishop here. And then maybe play g4. Okay. G4 here. Hopefully they take to help me get the pawn across the board. No, they're not being nice. King f4 is my new threat. Bishop g5 here. Bishop f2. Okay. King f4 is my hopeful. Okay, king g5 is what I'd like to play. Stopping it. Yeah, I don't think I can make progress here, guys. Dang it. Bishop g3. Okay, I have to offer the draw now. Bishop g3. Yeah, I think that's best for us. At least I was able to kind of take him down off his win streak. But I just don't see any good things there for me. I'm low on time. Position's okay. Okay, how much time we got? We got time for a few more games. Hopefully someone else can knock him down a little bit too. Or maybe I can get some fast wins in here. Let's berserk. Let's go for it. Oh, I got the black side. Not what I'm wanting. Not what I'm wanting. D6. Here we go. He's going for this. Perfect. H6. This is way out of bounds. This got played way too fast here. We're going to be able to castle. I think the first game I fell for this knight g5 move because I just playing too fast there. We'll play c6, queen e8 with the idea of e5. And I think we can play e5 here right away now. Bishop takes on e6 here. Perfect timing. Threatening on c4. Yes, we made an improvement since our first game. So we're just up an extra pawn here. Rook e8. Knight a6 possibly. Knight c5. Knight b4. Let's have some fun. Pawn takes. Knight takes. c5 should just be winning now, I think. Pin it and win it. Bishop takes b7 is interesting. D5. I'll play knight to b4 here. And I'll just play pawn takes. I don't want to make things any... Oh, what am I doing? For some reason I thought I was up an extra piece here. I am not up an extra piece. I think I'm just up an extra pawn. Alright, a5. King takes. Bishop back. They're gonna try to get to d4. So we play d4 ourselves. They're trying to get to the dark squares here. Rook over to d8. Probably bishop f3 will get... Oh, bishop there. Let's go queen to d6. They're just trying to play annoying moves. That's okay. As an annoying player myself, I completely understand. Rook to d8. Okay. h5, h4. Rook. Oh, okay. d3, perfect. They blundered. d2 is getting played, and I'm winning a full piece here. d2. There we go. GG. Good game. All right, come on, come on, come on. Let's convert, let's convert. All right, just rook takes here because now we're still threatening the rook and rook to e1 check. I think they might have been playing for some kind of cheap shot with that move, but I'm not too sure. Okay, and woof, we got a quick win, and we are now tied for first, but it's not enough. We need to get first place. We have 6 minutes left, guys. That's maybe enough for 2 games if my opponent makes blunders. So let's all pray together for blunders for my opponent. Oh my gosh, look at me. I play like double the games here because I'm berserking every game. All right, guys, come on, give me another game. Okay, wait, let's see. Is this Coldfish right here? How's his position looking? Oh, he's looking good. It is a kind of a dynamic position. He's playing against another 2050, so that's always nice. You know, if he loses or draws, we should be okay. All right, let's berserk. And let's see what we're up to. Hopefully we can get another win here. And hopefully they'll get like a draw or a loss. All right, let's castle. Let's stay on it. Knight c3, e6 up. We'll play d5 before they can get their pawn structure in it. Okay. Oof. Okay. I guess I'll play pawn takes here. This is actually quite interesting. I don't think this is that bad for them. All right, let's go rook c1. The backwards pawn open file here. I've seen worse. Knight a4. Knight c5 is in the works. The bishop looks a little suspicious there. Okay, let's go knight e5 here. Knight c5 is coming. Oh, they stopped that idea. f3. g5 is a move, although I can't say it's great. Oh my gosh, I can't see that's great. Wow, I'll take this. Queen d4 is also a great move here too. Let's keep putting pressure. One of the new threats I'm going to play here is g4. And another new threat, g5, pin it and win it. Oh, very simple. What's the difference between the opening of the Catalan or the Queen's Gambit? Very simple. The only real difference between those two is that one of them, in the Catalan, you fianchetto your light square bishop. And the other one, you do not. Let's go h4. Again, the threat here is to play g5. Pin it and win it. g5, I guess they're supposed to play here. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. And then we'll play e4 here, I think is the move. Pawn takes, bishop takes, and I have like knight e6 check ideas. I mean, look, this has to be great. The king is, I mean, the pieces are all asleep, and mine are all awake and ready to attack. So this can only get better for me. Have pawn takes on d5 coming in the future. I'm really hoping that they take, so I can open up this f file here. But Bolt 68 is not being so kind here. Grandmaster Amateur. Let's see here. Pawn takes here, or f4. Let's go f4 here. I'm just trying to get the rook into play. Obviously, pawn takes d5 is another move you could play here too. I think g4 is the right move here for them. Pawn takes here, perfect. Running f6 here. And now I have kingside attacking ideas. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes e4 check. I don't know what's going on here. So if king takes g5, already queen takes d8 wins because of the check here. But I mean, everything just looks amazing here, no? Maybe I should have taken back with the queen, actually. Yeah, I think queen takes would have been better. But... Or maybe I just play queen e3 check? Dude, how can this be wrong? Look at this. Look at this crazy position. Bishop, bishop, and if the queen comes here... Yeah, this has to be the answer. Bishop f3 check. And if rook takes, then there, huh? Okay, bishop e4 check. And then we'll play... I don't know the move here. I'll just trade queens. Rook c2. The threats to go rook h2 checkmating ideas. Something has to stick here. I'm really hoping that king takes g5 ideas. Then we just have bishop f6 check, which is forced now. Check. Oh, is this a checkmate? I didn't even know. It's 32-32. Dang it! We're tied for first, but we need a berserk win. We need a berserk win. Knight c3. Hopefully our opponent doesn't know. No, look at this. They're 2200. I don't think this is gonna work out for us. Oh, look at them. They're taking their time too, and I think they know the timing of the tournament. Oh man. So I guess best we could do here is tie for first place, which is I guess not my ideal life, but it is a life nonetheless to play. E5 is a great move here, because either way, we're going to get this weakness. Pawn takes, e6 is the weakness that we're trying to play for. Bishop f4, bishop e5, maybe knight e5 here. Let's go queen to b3. Ooh, g5 is not a bad move here. Yeah, g5 is not bad at all. We'll go bishop e5. We're hoping with knight takes on e5 here. g4 is the correct move to play, though. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Oops. So knight to e5 here. And I think I still play rook takes e5 here. Rook takes... queen takes d4. We'll go knight takes. Rook over. Do not trade queens after this move. Queen c2. We still have a decent position here. Just because of the weaknesses. Rook takes. He blundered a pawn. Knight c5. Or knight there. Okay. Rook over to c5. Knight a4, c5 in the future. My knight would love to be on c5 here. The bishop's having a hard time getting out itself. f5 is weak. We want our pawn back with a little bit more here. Not bad at all, guys. All right, he does it by himself. Let's play c5, b6, b4. Okay. Knight e2, knight f4. Yeah, this is looking great. Knight f4, perfect. Queen c3 is in the future here. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I missed rook e1 here, too. Alright, queen takes on f5. King takes. They could trade queens here if they want to. That's okay. Rook check. Rook takes. Oh, interesting. Rook takes here is good, because I come with the threat of rook h6 check. And rook check here. I think knight g6 check is good. Maybe just rook check here. Rook over here. h4. Knight takes. And I think this endgame is just winning here. It's still going to take some time to convert. That's the only problem here. Oh, and the tournament's already over. King here. Oh, gosh. I missed the pawn was hanging. All right, g5. Knight to d3. g5, f5, f6. Yeah. This is not good conversion for me. Okay. Let's go king here. King to... Oh, perfect here. I mean, if they want to... Oh, dang it. Dang it. It's a draw now. That's not the worst thing in life, but hey. Pawn takes. Oh, I did miss that move. Check. Oh my gosh. I can't stop the pawn here. Check. That doesn't work. Whoa. That is terrible. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I messed that one up. All right. Well, not too bad. I guess we got second place in this, tying for first place with 32, but losing on tie breaks here. Ah, man. Still a fun tournament. Obviously, there's still more for me to learn here from the black side. I thought I had this down. I used to play this as black many years ago, but I did. I guess I don't remember the opening as well. But yeah. Uh. Yeah. It looks like checkers right now. I'll tell you that much. Well, okay.